going to begin in about another minute, so if you feel that you need to use a prop, if you don't have a block, you can also use a blanket to allow yourself to sit on, which will lift you up a little bit, so you can get a blanket if you need to. And sometimes we use props, sometimes they're necessary, especially if you're a little inflexible in some areas and you need a little bit more help to get into the poses. So we're going to begin just coming into a nice comfortable seated position into the middle of your mat. And if you feel that your hips or your knees are too far up towards your shoulders, you can sit on the block or a bolster or a blanket so that you can lift your hips higher up, and then it will help open your knees a little bit more and as well as your hips. So we're going to begin in a seated position. And if this is your first time taking a yoga class, this is a level 1 and 2. Just do the best that you can and try not to feel that you have to force yourself to go into some of the poses, because some of them might be a little bit more challenging than others. So the people that have been practicing for a while may be able to take those challenging poses. And if you feel that you even want to go deeper into them, and if you know how to go deeper into them, take that opportunity to do that. But always remember to just listen to your body. You want to be safe when you're in the pose, not feeling that you're forcing the posture to happen. So as we sit up nice and tall, let's place our hands onto the knees and let your navel draw into the back of the spine. Allow the back to be nice and straight, and just raise your shoulders all the way up to the ears. And then slowly roll the shoulders back and down, and trying to establish a nice straight spine. Feel your shoulder blades squeezing together. Try not to force the chest to press too far forward, and allow your chin to remain level with the mat. And then let your eyes close. We're going to just take a few moments as we close our eyes to just settle in. Just take a moment to notice your breathing. And just noticing the way the breath flows into your nostrils, the way your belly expands when you inhale and contracts when you exhale. And start to make that breath a little bit more slower and smoother. And as you begin to make it a little slower and smoother, also see if you can start to hear the breath as it flows in and out. You want to allow the breath to travel through the back of your throat, even though you're breathing through your nose. You want to feel that it's just making a sound as it comes into the throat area, traveling through the glottis. So the sound that the breath makes should sound like an ocean, a gentle ocean wave. And allow yourself to connect to the sound that the breath is making and feeling the rhythm. Breath flows in and out. Letting that breath bring you into a space where you feel centered and grounded. And we're going to continue to utilize this breath throughout our practice. So if you lose control over the breath, I'll always remind you to focus on it. And don't feel that it's a challenge, or if it is a challenge to take the breath, don't feel, just give yourself credit for taking the time to practice, and don't really feel that you get upset if you can't get it right away, because it does take time. So let your eyes open, and let's bring both arms all the way out to the side and raise them up. Inhale, and slowly press the palms together as you bring the hands to the center of your heart with your exhalation. And lift the arms up again, stretching up as high as you can. And bring the hands once again to prayer, lowering the hands back to the center of your heart. And lifting up, inhale. And exhale, take it down. And lifting the arms last time, raise them up. And this time, as the hands come together, interlace your fingers and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Stretch up, try to get those arms close to your ears, then draw your navel into the back of the spine. Start to round through your lower back, caving in your chest, and just draw the palms forward towards the front of your mat. Keep your chin in and really push the palms of your hands to the wall that's in front of you. And just feel the stretch opening through your lower back. Try to let the shoulders relax and continue to breathe here. Rounding in through that lower back. Inhale with a straight spine. Lift the arms all the way up, bringing the palms towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the arms all the way down. Taking the left arm, stretch it up and over. So in a side stretch here, reaching all the way over towards the right side of your mat. And try to make sure that your shoulder is staying close to your ear and it's not coming forward towards your cheek or your chin. So you want to bring it over your ear, towards the ear. And then bringing that left arm up, inhale, and place it back down to the mat as you exhale, switching sides. Right arm stretches up and taking a side stretch over to the left now. And make sure that you're opening up into the right side of your body, keeping that right shoulder towards the ear, not reaching it towards your jaw or your cheek. So stretching over and drawing that right buttock down. Inhale, come up, and exhale, bring both that right hand back down. Both arms lift, inhale, and exhale, extend forward. And as you come forward, if you're able to, rock yourself right up into all fours, bringing your knees under your hips and letting your palms be flat on the mat underneath your shoulders with your fingers extended, spread wide, and your fingers extended. You want to keep the shoulders pulled under, keep the shoulders over your wrists and keep your knees under your hips. Let's take the right leg and extend it all the way back. Draw that right hip down towards the floor and draw your shoulders back away from the ears. Draw your navel into the back of the spine. Point your toes and flex, and point, and flex, point, flex, point, and flex. Circle a foot around in one direction, and then take that foot and circle it around opposite way. And then you're just going to bring the ball mound of the foot to the floor and just gently shift your hips back as you push back through that right heel. Start to feel that stretch coming into the right calf. So only go as far as you feel that you're getting the stretch, not where you're going to force it into getting a cramp in your calf muscle. And then bring that right knee back down under the hip and sending the left leg back. Make sure the leg is straight and draw that left hip down towards the mat. Shoulders are pulled back, toes point, and flex, and point, and flex, point, flex, point, and flex, and circle a foot in one direction, and then take it around the opposite way. And flexing that foot, place the ball mound of the foot to the floor, and then just start to lean back, move the hips back, and keeping that heel pushing towards the back of your mat to get a stretch into the left calf now. And just get that stretch where you feel that it's opening into the calf muscle. And then lower the left knee back down underneath your hip. And from here, let's open the knees wide. We're going to sit back into a wide child's pose. So bring your big toes together. Take the knees out as wide as the width of your mat and draw your tailbone down towards your heels. Now, if you have very tight hips or hamstrings, it may be challenging to get your buttocks down there, but do the best you can to move the energy back. So you don't want to move everything forward. So try to bring everything back towards the heels. And then extend the arms further forward and lower your forehead down. If you have a block, you can bring the block under your forehead if your forehead can't come down, in case your hips are a little bit tight and you can't draw the forehead down and your hips are a little bit higher. And just let those arms extend and stretch. And then from here, let's take the hands, and you're going to make, come onto the fingertips of your hands like little spiders, and keep pressing the hips back a little bit more. Feel that you're opening into the shoulders. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are open. And as you stretch, you're also getting a little bit of action here in the wrist. And then slowly come back up, and then place your hands back flat on the mat and bring your knees back under your hips. Taking the right leg back, left leg back. We're going to come into down dog. So bend your knees if you need to and push your chest towards your side. Don't worry about whether your legs are straight. Be more concerned about getting the back to be long and straight and the tailbone lifted. So eventually, when you get a little bit stronger or more flexible, you'll be able to push the heels down and get the legs to go straight. You want to make sure that you're not pushing all the weight forward. So this is more like an inverted V position. So make sure your tailbone is really reaching up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then start to just pedal one heel down and then the other, just like you're walking your dog here, pressing one heel down and opposite leg then. And then press both heels down to the floor. And we're going to just walk all our feet all the way to the front of your mat, walking forward. And then bring both big toes to touch, bend the knees, and let's hang in ragdoll. So we're going to hold to the opposite elbows. You can take your pinky fingers into the creases or just hold the elbows, whatever feels comfortable. And just hang here and let your lower back just open up. Make sure the head is hanging. Shake it yes, and shake it no. And then let your arms just collapse down, pulling your navel into the back of the spine. Let's roll ourselves up one vertebra at a time. So keep that belly pulled in. Keep your chin into the chest, and slowly allow your spine to straighten. Tailbone reaches to the floor. And once your back gets nice and straight, release the chin from your chest, extending the crown of your head to the ceiling, and take your arms all the way up, stretching up, and bring your hands into prayer, right into the front of your chest. So thumbs come right to the center of your heart. Going to warm up the body a little bit by coming into a few rounds of sun salutations. So if this is your first time taking sun salutations, just be mindful if you feel that you get overtired or if you feel that your breath is not, if you're not in control of the breath, you can always stop and go back into your child's pose that we did earlier with the tailbone down to the heels. So from here, just slowly bow your head, taking your chin to the chest. Stretch the arms out to the side, lifting them up, and then bring your gaze to look as your hands come together. Take a little back bend here and swan dive down as you exhale. Keep the belly pulled in. Now you may need to bend the knees to place the hands on the floor. Then step your left leg back and step your right leg back. So you're coming into a high push-up or plank. You're going to bring your knees right down to the mat. Shift your chest slightly forward. Keep your tailbone tilted. Then bring your chest and chin down. Hug the elbows into the sides of your rib cage. You want your hips to stay off the floor as well as your belly. Then slide your chest forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. So lifting your chest. And then press it back up into a down dog. Toes curl and lift the sit bones up. Nice deep inhale and exhale. So try to let that breath be smooth and controlled. Again, you want to hear the flow of the breath. You want to hear it flowing through the back of your throat. Deep inhale and exhale. One more here. Inhale and exhale. Looking forward, walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. Slide your hands up the shins, lengthen your spine. Inhale, fold with your exhale. Then take your arms out to the side in T, hinge from your hips and come up. Bring your palms together. Look up, slight arch back, and draw the hands back to the center of your heart. And let's just hold here, just checking in. And so remember to just listen to your body. If your body's telling you you're a little too out of control, if you're feeling too hot, if you're feeling off balance, wait until you're ready to continue when you feel a little bit more in control. So bowing your head, inhale, second sun salutation. Lift the arms up, bring the palms together, look up, slight arch back. Exhale, swan dive down. Slide your hands up the shins and then planting the hands to the floor, bending the knees if you need to, legs go back for your plank position. Shoulders should be over your palms when you're in plank, and then the knees come down, tailbone tilts up. Shifting the chest slightly forward, bring it down, and let the chest and chin touch the floor. The hips are up, the tailbone is lifted. Sliding forward into cobra, roll your shoulders back. Coming back up into down dog, curl your toes, lift the knees, and draw the head down to the mat. So we're going to hold here, maybe a little longer than we did the first time. Generally, you want to hold about 5 breaths. So we'll take it maybe 6 breaths, 7 breaths. Nice deep inhale and exhale, remembering to breathe in through the nose, but let that breath travel through the back of your throat. Dropping the crown of your head closer towards the mat, pushing your heels down towards the mat as well. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And last breath. Inhale and exhale. Looking forward, walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. Slide your hands up the shins, lengthening your spine. Inhale, fold with your exhale. Arms come out to the side, hinge from your hips. Lifting the arms up, bring the palms together, gaze up. Light arch back, and return the hands back into prayer position and hold here. So sun salutation starts to create heat in through the body. So if you are feeling too hot, you can take your rest in child's pose. Just going to hold it here, another breath. Inhale and exhale. Return your chin level with the mat. Let your eyes open. Let's raise both arms all the way up. Inhale, fold forward with your exhale. Slide the hands up the shins as you lengthen your spine, and then fold, bend the knees if you need to place your hands to the mat. Bring the left leg back into a lunge position. Make sure your right knee comes over the ankle. Press back with that left heel. Now you can keep the left knee off the mat, or if you feel more in control by bringing the knee down, you can let the left knee come down to the mat. We're going to stretch back. If you're leaving the knee off the mat, you can stretch back through that left heel and stretch your arms back, interlace your fingers, and stretch the knuckles and lift them away from your butt. Peel your chest off your right side and stay in this high lunge here. And remember, option can be to take the knee down if you need to, if you're not feeling that this is something that you're able to do. And for beginners, you probably want to make sure that your knee is down on the floor. Keep stretching the knuckles down and up, so towards the mat, but then lift away. And then from here, raise both arms all the way up. Inhale. And exhale, take the arms out in T position. Turn your palms so that they face forward. We're going to rotate into a twist. So anytime that you feel you need to, you can bring the knee down. We're going to take the left arm to the front of your mat and take the right arm back. Try to keep your crown of your head stacked over your pelvis. So you don't want to be leaning forward. So stretch with those right fingers. And anytime you need to lower the knee down, lower it down. And then take the right hand towards the left. Bring both arms all the way up. Inhale. Hold here. Keep stretching that left hip towards the front of your mat. So you want to push that left hip forward. And then both hands come down on either side of your right foot. You're going to take your right leg, send it all the way back into a 3-legged dog. Raise the right leg up as high as you can, pushing the left heel down. Bend the right leg at the knee, and let that right heel come over towards the left buttock. Try to square off the shoulders. Make sure that you're not turning your whole chest open towards the right arm. You want to pull your chest towards the left side. Feel that left hip or the right hip opening up. And then start to circle the knee in towards the inner left side. Make a big wide circle, just getting some space into that right hip. Nice big circle. And then go the other direction. So you're going to open it wide, as wide as you can, making sure the knee lifts up. Just letting those hips loosen up. And then lower the right foot down to the mat. And we're going to take the left leg, lift it all the way up to the ceiling, and lunge your left foot in between the hands. So we're going to take the same posture that we did. We began with a forward fold to do it on the right side, but now we're taking it from our down dog to our left side. And here the option is to take the right knee to the floor, or you can try and keep it lifted if you're feeling stronger on this side. So arms are going to come behind you. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your knuckles away from your butt. Peel your chest off your left side. and allow that right hip to move forward. So you want to keep this hip square. You want to press back through that right heel. Anytime that you need to lower the right knee down, lower it down. So just by doing this pose here, holding yourself up, you might start to feel more heat being generated through the body. And then release. Take both arms out to the side. Turn your palms forward. You want to make sure that your palms are facing towards the front of the mat. Taking our twist. So the crown of your head is already over your tailbone. Just rotate from your waist, reaching the right hand towards the front of the mat. And breathe. Keep trying to pull your left hip back. Keep pressing that right heel back. Remembering anytime you need to lower the knee, you can lower it. Then bring the left hand towards the right and raise both arms all the way up. Breathe here. Inhale, and then exhale. Both hands come down on either side of the left foot. That left leg is going to go back and up for a three-legged dog. Draw the crown of your head down towards the floor. Press the right heel down to the mat. Bend the left leg at the knee and allow that left heel to come towards the right buttock. Square the shoulders. Make sure your chest is facing down towards the chest is facing towards the right thigh. Then start to make the circle with your left knee coming into the right inner thigh. Big, wide circle. Doesn't matter what direction you start with because we're going to finish the opposite way. And then once you go in again, you're going to circle around the opposite way. Nice wide circle. Try to really get that knee to go lift up towards the ceiling. Do the best you can. And then once you circle it around, straighten that left leg. Lower the left foot down. Coming back into your down dog. Nice deep inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. Press through your heels. Draw the crown of your head to the floor. Look forward. Walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. Slide your hands up your shins, lengthening your spine. Inhale. Fold as you exhale down. And from here, arms come out and T, hinge from your hips. Come all the way up. Bring your palms together and slowly allow the hands to return back to the center of your heart. Take your chin to your chest. Take a moment just to notice how are you feeling. Control the breathing. Make sure that you feel you're in control of your practice. We're going to hold here a couple more breaths. If you're not listening to the flow of that breath, if you can't hear it, start to increase the sound, making it sound like the ocean waves. And return your chin level with the mat. Let the eyes open if they were closed. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees if you need to bring your hands to the floor. Step your left leg back, right leg back for down dog. And breathe here. So we're going to continue to open up our hips a little bit. Take the right leg and raise it all the way up to the ceiling. Take that right foot, you're going to take it right to your right pinky finger. So you might be able to really step it there, but if you have a little bit of a challenge to get the foot there, you can place it down somewhere on your mat and then grab the ankle and kind of walk it forward. Keep the right hand next to the right foot and send your left leg back as far as you can, lowering the knee down. Try to keep your right knee in alignment over the right ankle for a 90-degree angle. So you might feel a lot of intensity in that right hip, feeling it also in your left hip flexor. Now, do the best that you can. Bend both elbows together. So we don't want one elbow to bend more than the other. So you want to try and bend both of them together. You're going to feel that inner thigh getting a deeper stretch. And you may feel more of that hip flexor getting the stretch as well. Now, if you're pretty flexible, you can come onto the forearms, but again, you don't want to drop too far into one side. You want to keep both shoulders even and just let that right hip really open up. And breathe here. So this can be pretty intense. If it's too much with your forearms down, come back up onto your palms, and you can certainly keep your arms straight. Just listen to your own body. Be able to manage holding this stretch. And then take the right hand and bring it over to the pinky side of your right foot. Wiggle that right foot so that it comes into the middle of your mat. And curl the toes on your left foot. Push back through your heel. And we're going to take the left foot and flatten it down onto the mat. So we're preparing ourselves for a warrior two posture here. The right knee should be over the ankle. The left foot flattens down so that your right heel lines into the instep of your left foot. Windmill the left arm forward, open up that arm to the ceiling, and then take the right arm to follow. When you come up, try to do the best you can to keep the right side parallel to the mat. Try not to straighten the right leg when you come up. And arms reach forward and back. The crown of the head stays right over the tailbone. Look down the fingers of your right hand and allow those inner thighs to really rotate open. Shoulders should be stacked over the hips, belly in. Try to avoid arching the back. You really want to tuck under, and you want to pull that right inner thigh over towards the outer side. Reversing our warrior, we're going to take the left hand down to the left leg, turn your right palm to the ceiling, and raise that right arm up. Stretching all the way over. So reaching up, doing it the same way when we did the side stretch earlier. You want to try and get that arm close to your ear. And if you want, you can take your left hand and maybe see if you can reach over to the right side. That's just another option. Otherwise, you can just keep the left hand resting somewhere down by that left shin. And then come back to your warrior two. Windmill the hands on either side of your right foot. And we're going to take the left leg and bring it back to meet the right. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bring both arms all the way up. Reaching up, you're going to just press your hands together and bringing them down to your chest. Fold forward with a long spine. Place both hands down to the mat. Step one leg back and then the other for your down dog. Let that tailbone lift up. And pressing through your heels. Folding here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. So we're going to take our lizard pose with that opening up our left hip now on the left leg is going to lift. So left leg lifts, and we're taking that left foot to the left pinky finger. So place the foot down wherever it comes. It may not come right there. Then grab the ankle, or if you can get it there right away, just place it right next to your left hand. Make sure your left knee is over the ankle. As your pelvis lowers, the right leg goes back more. Place that right knee down and flatten the toes on your right foot. So each side is different. You may find that you have more flexibility on your left, in the left hip this time. So maybe both elbows can bend here a little easier than the right side. And just hold here. Just stay with your breath. Maybe you feel that you are okay taking it down to the forearm, but remembering you don't want to drop more over to one side than the other. So both shoulders should be even. Always have the option to come back up if you can't stay with both forearms down. You can keep both arms straight. But if your arms are bent, you want both of them to be bent the same. And if you're coming down to the forearm, you want the shoulders to remain aligned. Let's come back up onto the palms. Bring the left foot, wiggle it into the midline of your body. Left palm is right next to your left pinky toe. And then take your right foot and press back through that right heel. So the left knee should still be over your ankle. Just flatten the right foot down. Keeping the left heel in alignment with the instep of your right foot. Windmill the right arm forward, open the chest, raise that arm up. And then when you come up, you're lifting the left side of your body off your left side, but your left leg stays bent as you come up into your warrior two. So your pelvis presses down, your inner thighs open. And breathe here. Really try to let that left inner thigh rotate open to the outer thigh. The back of the right foot is pressing down, nice strong leg. Try not to bend the leg on the right side. So the only leg that's bent is the left.
And the shoulders are down away from the ears. Your gaze is down the fingers of your left hand. And breathe. Reversing our warrior. So we're just taking the right palm down to the right thigh. Going to turn the left palm up. And as you reach the left arm up, take that side bend, stretching the fingers of your right hand down towards that right ankle. And just keep stretching, trying to make sure the left shoulder stays towards the ear and that you're not rotating forward. So you don't want to bend down towards that long edge of your mat. And here, option if you want, take that right hand and see if you can reach around, maybe finding your left hip or left thigh. Take it a little deeper if you find that you can. Make sure your breath is flowing in through the nose, out through the nose, and that left knee is still facing towards the front of your mat. Make sure it doesn't drop down towards the big toe. And then release back, warrior two. Windmill the hands on either side of your left foot. Rotate onto the ball of your right foot, and let's take the right foot to meet the left. Slide your hands up the shins, lengthen, inhale. Fold as you exhale. And take your arms out and T-hinge from your hips. Let's come all the way up. Then bring your palms together. Let the thumbs come to the center of the heart, and let your chin bow down to the chest. And slowly raising your chin back up, keeping the chin level with the mat. Let's separate the legs about hip distance apart. We're going to take hold of the big toes in yogi toe lock or yogi toe grip. But you're going to take the first two fingers and your thumb and wrap them around your big toe. So raise your arms up, inhale, exhale, fold, bend the knees if you need to, and just take those first two fingers around the big toe, taking the thumb around, and then try to let your hips lift up, trying to stretch those hips up, straightening in through as you stretch through the hamstrings. Pull your chest away from your thighs as you inhale, and then pulling towards your thighs as you exhale. Let the elbows splay out to the side. So if this is a little too intense for you, just try to keep stretching the hips up. So keep the knees slightly bent. It's better to keep the knees slightly bent than to keep trying to straighten the legs and then just round down. So you want to have length. Pull the shoulders back and feel your sits bones starting to lift towards the ceiling. So just start to stretch those hips up high towards the ceiling to get that stretch. Draw the crown of your head towards the toes, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Take another inhale, pulling the chest away. Exhale, pull the chest closer towards the thighs. And hold here, another inhale. And exhale, releasing the yogi toe lock. Inhale the arms out in T, hinge from your hips, come all the way up. Bring your palms together and lower them to the center of your heart, folding forward once again, long spine. Place the palms to the floor, bend the knees if you need to, step the legs back to down dog. And allow that tailbone to lift. I'm going to take the right leg, raising it up to the ceiling, taking a lunge, coming in between the hands. So once you get the foot right in between the hands, let that left knee stay off the mat, or if you need to, you can lower it down. We're going to take a little twist. So if you don't know that you might not be able to balance with the knee off the floor, then you can certainly lower it down. So I'll start with the knee down just so that you can see. For those of you who've been practicing for a while, you might already know the twist that we're referring to. So from here, let the toes come flat if the left knee is on the mat, and stretch your arms all the way back. Lift your chest, raise the arms up, and bring the hands into prayer to the center of your heart. We're going to take the left elbow and take it over to the right thigh, bringing those thumbs into your sternum. So twist your belly button up towards the ceiling and pull your thumbs into your chest. Press your right palm into the left and just lower deeper into the lunge, lowering the pelvis down a little more. Keep the right elbow reaching up to the ceiling, look up, and breathe. So if your knee is down and maybe you want to feel that you can take it a little bit more take it to another level, a little bit more of a challenge, you can curl the toes and push back through the heel, allowing the knee to lift. And if your knee is lifted and you really need to lower it, you can certainly do that. And wherever you are, just release both hands down on either side of your left foot. If your knee is on the mat, you're going to lift it up. Take the right leg and send it all the way back. Reaching up, three-legged dog. Stretch it up and then lower that right foot down alongside the left. Holding in your down dog. Continue to draw the crown of your head towards the mat. And let the left leg lift. Taking our lunge on the left side now. So wiggle it in, making sure the left knee is over the ankle. So here, keeping that right knee off the mat if you're feeling that you're ready for that challenge, or just lower the right knee down. And you're going to take the arms back and lift up. So the knee can stay lifted or lowered, whatever your preference is. Bring the hands to prayer. You're going to take the right elbow, hook it over the left thigh. Try to turn your navel up towards the ceiling. Push the left palm into the right and really press back strongly with that right heel. Always know that you can lower that right knee down. And breathe. You want to take that twist, really take your belly button off your left thigh, trying to shine it up to the ceiling. Make sure you're using your Ujjayi breath. And then we're going to release out of the twist. Both hands come down on either side of your left foot. The left leg's going to go back to three-legged dog. So send it back and up. Stretch it up as high as you can. Draw the crown of your head to the floor. Take your left foot down. Hover, coming into plank. So you're going to hover over the mat. Make sure your shoulders are directly over your palms. Your heels are pushing back. And breathe here. One more inhale. Make sure your tailbone is tucking under. You're not dropping in through the lower back. Holding your plank. 2 more breaths. And one more inhale. And exhale, lower the knees. And let's take the big toes together. Take a wide child's pose. Open the knees as wide as the width of your mat. Draw your tailbone down towards the heels. Forehead to the floor. Or use your block if you need to. And keep your arms extended. And then go ahead and raise up into those spider fingers again. Tips of the fingers so that you feel more of a stretch. Pushing the shoulders back away from the ears. And so the wrists are activated. The fingers are activated. And then just let the arms release down alongside your legs. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling and relax your shoulders. Just let go here. This is a resting pose, so really try to let go and relax where you are here. And extend the arms forward and come back up onto all fours. So palms are going to be under the shoulders when you come up. And you're going to take the knees under your hips and then extend the legs out to one side and come down onto your buttocks. We're going to take a wide straddle. So you can sit at the middle of the mat and open up into the longer edge. Let the toes of your feet flex up to the ceiling. We're going to take the left arm and bring it down onto the floor, just alongside that left shin, and stretch your right arm up and over. Try to reach, if you can, towards the right foot, but try not to bring your chest towards the floor. So arm is going over the ear. Keep those feet flexed. Try to shine the knees up to the ceiling. And then we're going to square the shoulders. Bring the right hand next to your right shin and left hand to the left side of your shin. Long spine here, full down. And keep pulling that left hip back. Make sure that the right knee is not drawing down to the floor. So you're rotating your right hip up towards the ceiling while you continue to flex both feet. Then slowly walk yourself up. I'm going to take the right hand now down towards the right shin. So you're going to take the right hand down and then bring your left arm up and over, reaching towards that right foot. Maybe you can grab it, you can open up your chest, and try to keep that left buttock down so both buttocks should be staying on the floor. And then take the left hand down towards the ankle, bring the right hand to the outside of your right leg, and pressing that left buttock down. Make sure the knees are shining up as well as the toes. The toes are flexed. Try to bring your belly down towards that right side. Make sure that you're not rounding the shoulders, so don't worry if you're not that flexible. You want to keep the form and the alignment so that you maintain the stretch where it's designed to be. And then slowly walk yourselves up and then close your legs together. From here, when you close your legs together, you're going to shift turning towards now the shorter edge of your mat. Flex both feet and lift the arms all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And as you fold, start to draw the navel towards your thighs. Bring the hands down onto your shins. Let your shoulders pull back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then begin to fold forward. Try not to really round through the upper back. If you can, do the best you can to come forward with a flat back. So you may be able to hold on to the ankles. You don't want to shrug the shoulders up. You want to be trying to more lead with your chest. And slowly come back up. Walk the hands all the way up. And we're going to take our right foot and going to cross it over the left thigh. And just let that right knee open out. So just you have your right foot on top of your left thigh. And then you're going to fold that left foot so that the left foot goes underneath the right knee. So it's going to be pretty intense on your hips. So try to get that right knee to come into alignment with the right hip and keep your left knee in alignment with the left hip. So you're kind of squaring it out, making a little box here. It's going to be very intense on your hips. So do the best you can and let your right hand come onto your right knee. Let your left hand come onto your right ankle. And just close your eyes and just try to let gravity draw those hips down, opening them up. It's pretty intense here. Just close your eyes and breathe. Take your awareness away from the hips and just let yourself focus on your breath. And slowly let your eyes open. And you're going to release. Take your left foot forward and take your right foot forward. Switching sides now. Left foot. Going to bring the heel over the right side. That foot is hanging out. And then you're going to take the right leg and just bring it so that it would come underneath your left knee. So each side is different, so do the best you can. If you have to pull the heel in closer to your left buttock, bring it in. But you want to do the best you can to just get into that deeper stretch. So it's pretty intense. Left hand to the knee, right hand to the ankle. Close your eyes. Try to take your awareness away from those hips. We're stretching and opening those hips. Our hips get tight. We have to open them up. So just breathe. Try to let it go. One more inhale. And exhale. And leaning back. Send your right leg forward and release your left. Leaning back onto your palms. Bring the feet to the edges of your mat. And then lean back onto your forearms. Keeping the feet as wide as the width of your mat. Windshield wiper your knees to the right. And bring them up and windshield wiper to the left. And take them up once again to the right. And up, and last time to the left. And up. And we're going to come to sit on the sits bones. And we're going to see if we can balance on our sits bones. Taking a balance while we're seated here. So you're going to reach down and pull your heels in and see if you can grab the edges of your feet
and just balance on the sits bones. So once you have the edges of your feet, just find your balance and see if you can take your left leg and just start to straighten it as best you can. Don't worry about whether it gets straight. Sometimes if we try to straighten it too much, we end up falling back or rounding the back. So you want to try and maintain a straight spine. So if you can maintain that straight spine and let the leg go straight, then go for it. And then take that left foot back in. You should still have both feet off the mat. Take the right leg and start to stretch it. And just go as far as you're comfortable. And remember, flexibility will come with more practice. So don't be too hard on yourself. If you can, straighten the leg, and then bring that foot back down. Now trying both legs. So just keeping the back long. If you can, open both legs, open up. Again, you want to make sure you're not caving into your chest. So try to pull the knees in more towards the armpits as your chest stays open. And then bend your legs, and let's just close those legs together, keeping the thighs and knees together for both poses. And let your toes just face up to the ceiling. Make sure your knees are pressing together, and pull your navel into the back of the spine. Reach the fingers towards your toes. If you feel that it's too challenging to do that, you can hold behind your side. But if you've been doing this for a while, try to just maintain holding here. An option can be to straighten your legs, but you don't want to, when you straighten your legs, you don't want your torso to fold back. So just let the legs go straight and hold 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale, and exhale, cross your legs. Take your hands to your knees. Let's just circle around. And take those circles around, go the opposite direction. And now we're in a cross-legged position. So let's bring the left leg in front of the right. And let's bring the arms, lift them all the way up. Inhale. We're going to turn to the left as the right hand comes onto the left knee. Open the chest and breathe. Let the left hand come down. Let the spine remain long and straight. And then slowly release out of the twist. And then reverse your legs, so you can take the right leg in front now and bring both arms all the way up. Taking a twist as you turn to the right, left hand finds the knee, right hand behind, and press down, turn, go into your twist, close your eyes. Try to keep the length of your spine, reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling. And slowly release, coming out of your twist. Let's come to lie down onto the back, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Just lower yourself down. And once you come down, bring those heels in close to your buttocks. We're going to take bridge pose for a back bend. So allowing your arms to come right alongside you. Pull your navel into the back of the spine so your lower back comes flat. So you're in a slight pelvic tilt. Your knees are separated about hip distance apart with your toes facing forward. Now keep your navel pulling into the back of the spine, and then start to raise your hips all the way off the mat. Lifting your buttocks, keep your chin into the chest. And if you feel that you're comfortable taking your arms underneath, you can draw both arms under, keeping them straight. See if you can interlace the fingers. You want to squeeze your shoulder blades together and just let those shoulder blades squeeze and let those knuckles stretch to the front of your mat. If that's too intense, just keep your arms alongside you, but try to keep your hips lifted and just pull those knees in. Try not to spread them out wide. And then slowly lowering each vertebra down one at a time. Nice and slow. As you finally take your spine down to the mat. Once it's there, hug both knees into your chest and take a gentle rocking motion from side to side. Just massage out your back. And then place both feet down to the mat.
Let's bring both hands onto the lower belly. Let the thumbs touch and let your index fingers touch so that you make a little diamond shape with your index finger and thumb. And place the thumbs right to where your navel is and allow the index fingers to point down towards the pelvis. Feel your palms on your lower belly. And then let your breath flow into your belly as you push the belly into your palms. And then gently draw the belly away from your palms when you exhale. And just stay here a few more breaths, mindful of the belly, breathing in, taking in that breath, and letting it release. And then from here, if your eyes aren't closed already, let them close. And then just let your arms open out to the sides. Just take your palms facing them to the ceiling. Stretch your right leg straight forward. And then stretch your left leg straight forward. Let your legs stay about hip distance apart. Let the feet flop out to the side. Squeeze your shoulder blades together to lift your chest, expanding the chest. Relax the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and let the eyes remain closed. Allow yourself to just go into your natural breath. We no longer need our Ujjayi breath. As you breathe in and out, let yourself release any tension, any tightness, any negative energy that you may be holding or storing in your body. Any negative energy that you may be holding onto in your mind. Just welcome in this space so that positive energy can flow through and you can relax completely. And if you find that it's challenging and difficult at times to relax, remember it takes practice, and some days it's harder than others, even if you have been practicing for a while. Sometimes the body will resist, but it doesn't mean that you don't try. So try to find that letting go in your body and your mind, bringing in stillness, space, that positive energy able to flow freely into the mind and into the body. Just relax. This is your time to enjoy, to rest, to receive. And allow yourself just to remain connected to your breath as you continue to relax in your Shavasana.
without moving, just notice how your body feels. And then slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just bringing in that subtle movement into your body. Start to rotate the wrists, ankles, whatever feels natural to move. Start to move it slowly, mindfully. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath in and stretch your arms over your head, exhaling out any thigh sounds or moans. Just get a beautiful deep stretch, as if awakening from a beautiful sleep. And then hugging your knees, pulling them into your chest, gently rock from side to side. Just massage your back, feel your lower back opening up. And when you're ready, roll your whole body all the way over onto the right side of your mat. And let your head rest gently on your inner right arm. Let the left hand come in front of your chest onto the floor. And take a moment as you rest here. Be with your stillness. Be with your peace. And allow yourself just to notice once again how you're feeling. Notice what the practice has given to you this evening. Remember, with continued practice, you start to become more flexible, develop more strength, and then the postures start to become more and more familiar, and you're able to sustain them and hold them for a longer period of time. So using your left hand, push yourself up into a seated position, crossing your legs, sit up nice and tall. And let's place the right hand onto the heart and bring your left hand onto your navel. Let your eyes stay closed. And just watch your breath. Notice what's moving. Notice your hands as they rest onto your chest and your belly. Feeling calm and at peace. Let both hands come to Anjali Mudra in prayer position, with the thumbs pressing gently into the center of our heart. We'll close with the sound of Om, chanting it 3 times. Take a nice deep breath in. Om. 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 And slowly, gently draw your chin to your chest as you bow to that light and love that shines within you. Know that that light and love shines brightly within each and every one of us. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining, taking this time out of your evening. Hope to see you next time. Have a great night.